Very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to convey my special thanks to the organizers, especially DG of St. Joe's, Dr. Ashok Kumar Ji, Dr. Manojit Dash, for choosing this such kind of very innovative topic, because this is very rare to discuss with maritime culture. We have heard a lot of Indian national maritime security, India's challenges, sea piracy, but this is unique, and this is the confluence of naval experts, academicians, journalists, and policy makers. So I am delighted to be here to share my views. Uh, Today we will try to address some pertinent issues related to India's naval force and soft power. Basically, there are two types of security concepts. One is traditional security, non-traditional security. And for a long time, when T.S. Panikkar, an eminent historian who actually highlighted the importance of Indian Ocean, and initially Indian Ocean was the place of rivalry between the superpowers, and finally it was declared as a zone of peace. Initially we had no power to assert, and we were nowhere in the Indian Ocean. Gradually we have developed our naval forces. This is the security, traditional security aspect. Another is later on we have asserted our responsibility and responses towards the Indo-Pacific nations. And how the naval power is related to the soft power, today I will try to focus on it. Basically, India is a nation which is committed to ensure human security and human rights across the globe. It is one of the important part and principles of India's foreign policy. And the question is capacity of Indian Navy. Initially, as I have mentioned, Indian Navy had no capacity to do such kind of, to provide such kind of humanitarian assistance across the Indo-Pacific region. But when India gradually tried to develop its naval forces and its capacity, its technology, and with aspiration of to be a global power from a regional power, then India started its operations and India's special assistance to the Indo-Pacific regions, right from Southeast Asian nations to African continent and the Middle East. So Indian Ocean is a juncture between the Indian Pacific and the Indian Ocean. So there is so many issues which are very much important to address. Particularly India's assistance in natural disasters which faced by the Indo-Pacific nations, especially right from if we talk about tsunami in December 2004, then India immediately responded with its assistance. This is called disaster diplomacy. And India sent its rescue forces to Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Maldives. And India sent its naval forces rescue team. Not only that, after that, in so many cases, India actually extended its assistance to project its responsibility, right from, if you talk about the Myanmar case in 2008, due to Operation Nargis, the Myanmar had to face a lot of problems. India rescue team was sent to them. And in Maldives, if you talk about Maldives, Maldives is one of the most beautiful island countries in the Indian Ocean, but it is a very fragile state with a very poor economy. There is no, before 2008, there was no naval system. So India was committed from the very beginning, from the very inception of Maldives, to provide humanitarian assistance. Even the largest hospitals of Maldives is Indira Gandhi Memorial Hospital. India not only built, India is continuously provided the assistance to the medical public health of Maldives. If we talk about Operation Nil, which was conducted by India in 2014, when the the nation of Maldives was facing some water crisis, then immediately India sent millions of gallons of drinking water. If we talk about the cyclones of Bangladesh, Bangladesh is a disaster-prone country, so that the coastal areas of Bangladesh each and every year had to face a lot of crises due to the strong cyclones. and India immediately responded. Even we had extended our cooperation, our generous approach towards North Korea. We provided baby food for the people, and we had provided some financial assistance to North Korea. So why I am talking about North Korea? Because for most of the countries in the world, North Korea is the country which is totally discarded from the diplomatic milieu of the global political economy. But India also extended. India even extended its assistance to Pakistani people when they were attacked by the Somalian separators. Now, question is the India respond to the states to provide medical assistance during the COVID-19 through Samudra Setu. India provided medical assistance, COVID vaccines and the kits to the Philippines people, Indonesian people, and the other Southeast nations, including Africa. So now, question is the India's managerial capacity to address these issues and how the global community is assessing India's role. So India is now trying to make a balance because India is not only just projecting its performance, because India is now trying to capitalize this type of service to the Southeast Asian nations and Africa. India in year 2016, when a Sri Lankan ship was attacked by separators, then India rescued the Sri Lankan entire team of the Sri Lankan ship. And in 2019, India also responded to the Mozambique when Mozambique was facing some natural disaster. In year 2023, India sent a mission to Sudan in the conflict-affected areas of Sudan to rescue the people. So India's commitment, the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, this philosophy, this is a very ancient philosophy of India, has been reprojected by this government, present government of India. But India is trying to make a linkage between the ancient commitment and culture to the modern era, in the era of globalization. And India extended its outlook towards Middle East. If we talk about the Chawar port, which was built by India in recent years, and that port is not only built to extend our financial relations and energy security with Middle East, but it is also an attempt to reach out to the Central Asian countries. In recent times, in August 2021, when Taliban took over the entire administration, then officially India discarded its relations with Afghanistan. But 2 years back, when Afghanistan was facing some financial crisis and food crisis, then Indian ship was sent to the Chawar port to deliver the food grains to the Afghan people. So there is a commitment. There are some problems to continue its diplomatic relations with Afghanistan, with North Korea, but on humanitarian ground, India is continuously providing assistance to the Southeast Asian. Now I am coming to another aspect, that is environmental governance and environmental security. This is the part and parcel of soft diplomacy. The environmental issue is a global issue. This is the very common phenomenon, the problems, the global warming and an environmental disaster or ecological disaster. And in near future, it has been assumed that in near future the small island countries in the Indo-Pacific may be submerged. As we know, in year 2008, when the former Maldivian president, Mr. Nasir, held a meeting in the underground of Indian Ocean with the auxiliary mass with his cabinet ministers. That was a signal to the global community. In near future, if we don't stop the global warming, then in near future, the small countries of the Indo-Pacific will be submerged. So India is working with the Indian Ocean littoral states. India is working with Mauritius, even Seychelles, the small island countries of Africa. India is working with Kenya. And because if the entire Indian Ocean littoral states are ready to work together, then the common interest will be served. So the reciprocity, the actual concept of reciprocity is essentially required to conduct successfully all of the missions. And now I am coming to another aspect, that is the disaster diplomacy. Disaster diplomacy is not only working as a part of our soft diplomacy. It is actually basically our capacity, and we can earn money providing the conducting the successful missions of the disaster diplomacy. So India, whenever entire Indo-Pacific regions will be facing some problems, they are continuously facing, we can provide our assistance by taking money. One side is humanitarian assistance, another side is to generate revenue. And the branding is important. And another aspect is very much important to actually make a good image of India to the entire Indo-Pacific region. As the earlier speakers have mentioned, that our diaspora, Indian culture, Indian diaspora, very much present in the Indo-Pacific, up to Fiji. So up to the Suriname and this African continent, Seychelles and Mauritius. So with the help of this Indian diaspora and the Indian community, we are the politically strong in that particular countries, in those particular countries, we can approach to that countries to work together. Especially, we can work together in solar energy, in green energy also. It is the power of the soft power. It is a part of the soft power. So India has taken a multi-dimensional approach to enhance its soft powers through maritime culture. Recently, India has planned to extend the clean energy cooperation with Australia. How is this possible? Already Australia and Singapore established cable line under the water. So India is planning to connect Singapore. So then automatically we can be benefited by Australia. So this is the aspect, some are technological aspects. Now I am coming to the last aspect, the capacity building. How Indian government is doing a lot for capacity building of the Indo-Pacific region. The Indian government is every year is providing assistance in training and capacity building. Approximately thousands of naval officers and staffs every year in India to make some awareness among them about the sea piracy, about the maritime security, about the navigation system. And in this regard, India is developing its technological infrastructure to share the signals, to share the share the data through satellites. So India is developing its satellite infrastructure along with the radar systems. So this is the multi-dimensional approach. So India is trying to be one of the branding country, one of the most important countries or relevant countries in this regard to extend its assistance through soft power diplomacy. Thank you.